Yo, what is going on? Is the DFS Shark, and we are back with another day of some NBA hoops. We actually have a light schedule today, about 4 games. So I'm going to actually be cutting back on my bankroll. I usually play like 1 unit a play, but today I'm going to be cutting back to about 0.75 units just because there's not enough plays, not enough value that I am liking today compared to as yesterday. But if you've been rocking with me, man, make sure you hit that like, subscribe if you aren't subscribed, and drop me a comment. It really helps me grow the channel and push it out to a bigger audience so we can all win together. But let me throw up yesterday's play. This is the play we went over in yesterday's video. You can see Siakam came through for us, man, but Miles Bridges just got too many rebounds. He got like 8 in the first half. He ended up only getting like 2 in the second half. But all in all, that was a loss. But the thing is, man, like, these are the free plays that I'm giving out. I'm throwing these in my slips as well. It's part of my overall win or loss in the day, right? But I have multiple plays, and then let me show you all the plays that I had yesterday. So as you can see, these are all the plays that I sent out yesterday. And Underdog has been on an absolute tear. As you can see, we swept yesterday. We went 4-0. These were all 2-man slips, but we hit on all these. There was some discounts mixed in there as well. And over the last 3 nights, we've hit 8 out of our 9 lines on Underdog. So we are really building that bankroll in there. And below that, you can see I had 2 lineups in PrizePicks, the one that I gave yesterday, and then another one. We ended up going 0-2 there on PrizePicks. So not the best day in PrizePicks, but after that, we had my new favorite, Chalkboard, right? Chalkboard, we almost swept. We hit 3 out of 4. We did have a sweep the other night. We went 3-0, but you can see on Chalkboard over our last 8, we have gone 6-2. So we've been crushing it on Chalkboard. That is becoming my favorite site to play on because there's just a lot of lines that PrizePicks, Underdog, and these sites don't even have, and you can get some really strong value. And the thing I like about Chalkboard the most lately is just they've been dropping so many discounts. Their discounts are called anchor lines, basically like, you know, Taco Tuesday discounts, but they're dropping them daily. They had 3 yesterday. Over the last 3 days, I believe they had 7 or 8 total discounts dropping. So they have been my favorite go-to lately. But if you want to check them out, they're only on Apple at the moment. They're going to be coming to Droid soon, I believe. But if you want to get some free money on there, drop in that code SHARK at checkout, and they're going to hook you up with a 100% match bonus. And also join the Discord if you want these plays as soon as I post them. That's going to be the best spot instead of having to wait for these videos. Because most times, as you see in these videos, these plays are getting bumped where they're getting moved up or down the lines. With that said, let me throw up the lineup I'm going to be rolling with tonight. So we're going to be going De'Aaron Fox less than 4.5 rebounds. And we're going to be going Vince Williams Jr. more than 11.5 points. And I did see in the Discord, I believe the Vince Williams line did get removed already. They get removed super fast. So I have 3 other plays that I'll go over after those 2. But if you want to lock in that Vince Williams, I'm pretty sure that line is still on Chalkboard. You can even adjust the line there as well. So that'll be a good spot to lock that one in. Let's dive into it. All right, so let's dive into some DGF. If you just want my plays, the top 2, and then my other top 3, after that, I'm gonna go over that in a second. But if you just want the top 2, like optimized plays, highest % chance of odds to hit on DGF, here you go. We got, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get his name all wrong. Santi, is it Aldama? He's got over a block, right? That's the top line. You can see all these sports books have this at -130 and up. So this is a really strong play. Thompson, they got over 5.5 rebounds at 53.87. You can see Pinnacle, known as one of the sharpest sports books, has this at a -149. So DGF is where I find all my winners, where I pick all my plays from. You can see we've been on absolute tear on Underdog, and every single one of those plays has come from DGF, right? I don't normally just play the top. I won't just come in and play these. I dive in and throw a lot of these plays on spreadsheets and really dive into the stats and trends. But if you're someone who is limited on time, you don't have time to research, your best bet is just jump in here, play these top plays, track them over time and see how they're doing. But they hit pretty often. You just have to be consistent with it, and you have to have good bankroll management, right? But if you want to try this out, see if it's a tool for you, drop that code in SHARK at checkout, and they're going to hook you up with 25% off your first month. Let's dive into these plays today. So we got De'Aaron Fox. Let's see if it's still on here. Some of these plays might get bumped. We actually have him still on here. De'Aaron Fox, less than 4.5 rebounds. So let's dive into this game here. They're at -7.5 at home against the Heat. And so his last 5, he's actually been on a good little run with rebounds, which has caused this line to go up just a half point, right? Or maybe it was at 3.5, but it was at 3.5, I believe, a couple of days ago. And now it's sitting around 4.5. So we are getting really strong value here. you can see his last, let's just go to his last 20, right? So normally he hadn't gone over 5 in like, what is this, 6 straight games here. And then he had this big tear he's been going on, right? So we're getting really good value on his under at 4.5 for him to stay under. Time and time again this season, he showed he will stay under this line 60% of the time, right? And the thing I like about this matchup is you can see Miami's about 14th in rebounds allowed, but against point guards, they're a top 10 rebounding team, giving up only 5.5 rebounds allowed per game. And also, this is a blowout potential game. So De'Aaron Fox, if the Kings can play how they're supposed to, right, they should end up blowing out the Heat, because the Heat are hurting right now. Jimmy Butler's on the suspension. You got Thomas Bryant out. Joe Vick on the suspension. Obviously, Josh Richardson's out. Hero is a game-time decision, his left knee. So, I mean, it would work in our benefit if he doesn't play. That would probably bring up the spread, maybe even a couple of points. Right, and as far as the Kings, nothing really going on. Alex Len out and Sasha's out. But De'Aaron Fox, man, I'm liking him staying under. Let's see what the odds makers have this at. So, FanDuel -132, DraftKings -135, BetMGM -135, and Caesars -139. So all of them are heavily favoriting Fox to stay on the under here as well. So I'm going to be locking this one in. And this is the play right here. Most likely, I already know it's probably not going to be up here no more. Vince Williams Jr. And look at that. We got this at 11.5. They've already bumped it a whole point. So normally they remove it or they bump it up a half point, but it's already been bumped a full point. So, and you can see why here, man. He has been red hot lately. So there was amazing value in that line at 11.5, just because of the way he's been playing lately. You can see over his last 10, he's hit this at 90% of the time. He's been shooting great. Last 20, 75% of the time. Head-to-head back when he played, this was last year. So that's not really as irrelevant. But you can see the big bump he's been getting here, right? Huge bump. John Morant got hurt. I'm not sure exactly where, but John Morant's out for the season, right? Desmond Bane is out. Concher, however you say his name, is out, right? So pretty much their whole starting 5 is gone, right? So somebody's going to have to step up, and that's where Vince Williams comes into play. You can see over his last 10 games here, the minutes he's been playing, right? 35 plus minutes a game, most games. Over his last 10, he's averaging 34.9. He's shooting 10.5 attempts a game at 50%. He's shooting 4 threes a game, only 31%. So not shooting the best threes, but he's getting to that line 3.9 attempts. So he's getting about 4 free throw attempts a game, and he's making about 3 of those at 84%. You can see over his last 10 games here, he has averaged 14.9 points. So he is a player I like in Vince Williams. Over 11.5. I don't like him at over 12.5. He could still possibly hit that, but you're just not getting as good value there at 12.5. Maybe at 12, with the push potential, you could possibly lock this in. But this is a very strong play, Vince Williams over 11.5. And all the odds makers, well, they only have DraftKings on here, but DraftKings has -140. So that's just showing you they're heavily favoriting him to go over this line as well. So since the line's changed, I want to give you some extra additional plays if you do want them. Keep in mind, I'm not playing these. These are the plays that I would have played possibly if I would have, played a 5 or 6-man slip. These would have been my next plays. These are the plays, right? So Precious, we're going less than, what's the line I had? Under 11.5 rebounds and assists. So this is a play I would have been rolling with, right? If I was playing a 5-man line. We got the under there. We have Cade Cunningham. They had over 1.5 3-pointers made. So you can see he's been heating up his last couple of games, going up against the Knicks here. This is a play I had liked as well. And then for the last one, I had Dante under 3.5 assists. So scary line here, right? The assists, when the number's low like that, they're always scary lines, especially if you're playing the under. But this is the other play that I was liking here. Boom. And that's going to be it for the plays for today. If y'all like this video, if y'all like my breakdown, I'm making videos like this every single day. you know, drop me a like, drop me a comment. It really helps grow the channel, push it out to a bigger audience so we can all get these wins together. We're coming up on 2,000 subscribers now. We just hit the 1,500 mark the other day. We should be hitting 1,600 today. So everyone who's been watching these channels, I appreciate every single one of y'all. I'm going to keep bringing these daily videos and try to give you as much insights as I can. But if you want to get further in, jump into that Discord, man. There is a chat zone as well. Ask any questions you have. I'm going to be dropping free plays in there. I dropped the video play yesterday. I dropped a chalkboard play in there as well. And I'm just always just throwing free plays in there. But let's all get these dubs together, man. That's going to be it for this one. Y'all have a great rest of the day. Take care.